long before CBS hired him in 2017, I had a friendship with Tony. Coming into Dallas to call the Cowboy games 2 times a year with Thanksgiving every other year, it just kind of naturally evolved. And his love of golf, I've never met anyone who loves golf more than Tony. He was just always curious, always asking me in our production meetings about this guy, that guy, about our golf coverage, our golf team and all that. So one of those years, going back to probably 09 or 2010, I said, why don't you come out when we're in town to call the Byron Nelson Tournament or the Colonial over in Fort Worth? You can be my guest. You can sit up in the tower and put you off to the side. You won't go on the air. You just have a bird's eye view. He said, I'll take you up on that. And he did. So when I would go through Dallas, I would either call Tony or he would in advance say, hey, I'd love to see you when you're in town for the Nelson, and a friendship evolved. And so by the time we got to 2017, I'd been invited to his wedding in 2011. I mean, there was a friendship there. Was a really great friend of mine, and now he's one of the dearest friends in my life. But when we got started and sitting side by side calling games, we didn't have to go through that awkward get-to-know-me process. We already knew each other. We had chemistry. We had fun when we were together. Our wives and kids have a lot of fun together. And, of course, he's got so much energy and excitement and insight that's expressed in a way no one's ever seen before. I'm just very fortunate that it's worked out the way it has. And, as you all know, I just re-signed for another 10 years. So, it's been a goal for us is to try to do this together for a good 15 years. And weekends are so much fun. You guys can maybe think of it this way, because we talked about this process of preparing. We meet with the home teams on Friday. So we're going into Kansas City. For me, living in California, a lot of times it means I have to leave on Thursday. But on Friday, we're at Arrowhead and their practice complex. And we meet with 5 or 6 players, the coaches and the head coach and the coordinators. And then Friday night, we go out to dinner. Nothing crazy, but just Tony's never in a rush. He loves to sit and just enjoy a great dinner, and so do I. And that is going to involve a lot of things we're going to talk about that aren't about the football game. We know each other well enough to have a lot of interest, and it's much broader than that. And then on Saturday, the visiting team comes in. We go to their hotel, and CBS rents out a conference room, and now they'll bring in the players one at a time. Always the quarterback, 3 or 4 other players, again, the coordinators and the head coach. We come back to our hotel, and we have a production meeting with everyone down to the entry-level production people, the BAs. And we game plan how we're getting on the air. We'll see all the graphics, all the tape roll-ins, and we kind of have a pretty good idea of what the storylines are. We're all centered on the same page. And then the next thing that's usually a night we eat in around that table, around that conference table. And then Sundays you go and do the game. I mean, it has been just an absolute blast. It does not feel like work at all. Sunday night, I get on a plane, head home, and start working on my boards for the next week. Monday morning, I'm up reading about the game for the next week.